My name is Lavania Abavana. I'm from Camden County Council for Young Children. I'm their project coordinator and the Berks Foundation Early Relational Health Champion. So I just wanted to start out by saying early relational health is everyone's business. It's all about relationships, positive interactions that builds trust, safe, supportive, nurturing environments that are reciprocated, that builds healthy child development. My son was severely bullied in school due to his Tourette syndrome. Children body slammed him, threatened him, punched him. Teachers stared at him, put him in a corner, punished him. He advocated for himself. His voice was being dismissed. I advocated for him. My voice was not being heard. I was an involved and engaged parent. I was on their parent-teacher committee. I didn't know where else to turn. I had no family support, no awareness about resources. So I turned to Perform Care, New Jersey Children's System of Care. They came out to my home. They provided me with a very special tool called a 504 plan, which protects individuals with disabilities. The person came out, they were very nice, spoke to my son, understanding, was culturally competent, sensitive, and humility without any judgment. With my son and with myself, we later took that information to his doctor at Cooper Hospital, Cooper Pediatrics. They also were so very well versed in being culturally competent and sensitive to my son. They spoke to him and created accommodations around what he needed. They spoke to me to make sure that they had the full snaps about his disability and the accommodations that I believe that he should need as well. I took that to the school. Unfortunately, he still was bullied. He continues to be traumatized by that whole situation. His Tourette syndrome was exacerbated, and he began to fall back in school as a tic. So when he would go to school, he would fall back, where his doctor took him out of that school for a few days until we got to the school actually tried to, I'm trying to say this right because I get emotional every time I talk about it, tried to obey the 504 plan. I advocated on every level in the school district to the district board of education in that school, and it didn't matter. Unfortunately, I had to take my son out of that school and put him into a new school. At that very same moment, I was representing myself in a contentious, devastating custody battle in court, fighting for my son. I was on survival mode, only being able to actually talk on matters pertaining to fighting for him in court and fighting for him in school. As you are aware, adverse child experience also includes bullying. The Tourette syndrome and the bullying created emotional abuse. It also created negative mental effects, sadness in him. He was lonely and felt isolated. It really could have been a very, very terrible outcome, with health risks, behaviors, chronic conditions developing, and low life potential, even death. It was absolutely traumatizing. But I took him out of that school and put him into a new school. And like that, night turned into day. My son, he felt like he belonged in that school. The principal was so very kind, greeted him every day with encouragement. Ms. Cooper communicated with him continuously, with him and with myself. He came home one day telling me, "Mom, they see me for me, not for my Tourette syndrome." At that time, a few months later, he began to start excelling in school, getting good grades, developing confidence and everything. I began to start being more involved and engaged in the school, where I could let my guard down and relax as a parent, knowing that he was in a safe environment. I started to attend school functions. I started to build trust with the school, build a relationship with the school. I became involved in the school to the point where I was on their parent advocacy coalition parent group as a parent leader. And where is that picture at here? I'm trying to see where that picture is. Oh, that's the picture down here where I was their parent leader at their parent advocacy coalition, where they had trainings there for parents to develop their advocacy skill and also their parenting skills and ways to get involved in the school. Down here, up here, you can see my son smiling because he's finally happy at school because he felt safe and like he belonged. And I continued to build the relationship with the principal there, Ms. Cooper, and my son is absolutely happy. Here is a picture of an event in school where they are studying for a state test and they're having fun as they rally up to prepare for a test here at an event. On the next picture here, my son received perfect attendance because he loved going to school. He didn't want to miss a day because he felt like he belonged, like I said before. And on the bottom here, I began to speak at the board meetings, at the school district board meetings, sharing my story about how my son feels safe and belonged and how he's in the right school. And over here on the bottom, I became the regional parent council president, becoming more involved and engaged in the school. And that's a picture of my son down there. He's seeing me become involved and engaged, and I'm modeling for him. And that's me talking to, over here on the gentleman on the right, I'm talking to, let me see, where did I put that? The commissioner of the Department of Education, Dr. Ruppelette at the time. And let me move this out the way. And over here, you can see that my son developed trusting relationships when he entered the school in third grade he continues to have, and now he's in high school with friends that he met along the way. So this is the school part of early relational health. And now I'll go into the community part. It didn't stop there. I became more involved and engaged in the community where I volunteer and advocated in the community. And in addition, I modeled for my son. Everywhere I invested my son, I volunteer at the church. You can see he's talking about Jesus, sharing his story, talking about the joys of the Lord, creating those relationships that is being reciprocated through the pastor and him giving his testimony right there. And in this picture, I volunteered, modeled for my son at Promise Neighborhood Family Success Center. You can see him here making pancakes with another volunteer, having fun where I'm volunteering, encouraging, mentoring other children there. And this picture here, he's at an event with Cooper pediatric doctors, building those trusted relationships that are reciprocated at a fall festival. And in the community, he's at an event, building those trusted relationships that are reciprocated with an outreach program where I volunteered, and he had fun playing soccer with a police officer. And over here, he had fun at Rutgers Day, building those relationships with community universities. Down here, at his summer camp, he had the opportunity to build relationship with Comcast and present it for them. And this is where he presented on a STEM Raspberry Pi for them here, building relationships in the community. And not only did he build a relationship there, he also went to the New Jersey State House and built a relationship on that level, where he presented to the legislator and General Assembly. And not only did he build those relationships, but during that period, his confidence went through the sky. He got encouraged, confident, he felt supported, valued, and heard. My son just started to excel on every level. And I also started to excel on every level, and we began to thrive as a family. Not only did he excel in and out of school, but he received one of the highest academic scores in the state of New Jersey on the New Jersey academic testing. And here is a picture of us at a press conference at his school, Uncommon School, Camden Prep, with the superintendent of Camden City Schools as well, because we also collaborate and we're a team in our town, in our city. And that's me speaking, talking about how my son went from trauma to resilience through these trusted relationships that had him go from trauma to resilience because he felt like he belonged. And that's him with the awards that he won every year since he's been in the school. And not only did he went from trauma to resilience, but I also went from trauma to resilience. I went from not being able to speak, my voice cracking, to becoming a fierce advocate in the state of New Jersey. I advocate on many systems locally, in the state of New Jersey and nationally. I used to be the parent advocate and representative of Camden County Council for Young Children, and now I'm their project coordinator. I received many awards through the state general Congress. I'm sorry if I got tripped up on my words, but I received an award from the President of the United States in the general legislation. I received recognitions from Parent Inc., and here's a picture of me with the DCF commissioner. I received awards from SPAN here. I'm on the school board of Uncommon Schools as a trustee member. I'm on Camden City School District Early Childhood Advisory Council, Southern New Jersey Perinatal Cooperative, Early Childhood Comprehensive Systems COIN, champion as their lead community advocate, co-chair, Parent Leadership Committee. I'm also on their membership committee, their data sharing committee, their planning committee, the chair of the Children's Interagency Coordinating Council of their Family Voice, and I am on other committees and boards throughout the state of New Jersey. And one thing that people do not know about me is that I was severely abused, neglected during my childhood, and I also have a disability. I have a brain injury where it's hard for me to learn things, but I learn them differently. I work harder at things, and so I know what it feels like to be dismissed and not heard. But when it came to my son and all the trauma that he was going through and how he just started to crumble up and cry every day from being bullied, I knew that I had to do something. So I started to reach out to SPAN, and I started to go through all their trainings. I went through trainings through Camden County Council for Young Children when I was their parent leader, through Early Childhood Comprehensive Systems COIN. So it was a village effect that really helped me grow. And during that time, I had no idea that I was being strong and flexible using a parental resilience theory. I had positive social connections. I created and used friends. I used concrete support in time of need because everybody needs help. I had no family support at that time. So when I was going through the trauma and when I started to become involved and engaged and volunteered, I developed those concrete supports that I needed. Didn't think I needed, but I developed them and I received them. I became knowledgeable about parenting and child development, about my child's Tourette syndrome and my own disability as well. And move this out of the way. I created social, emotional competence of my child because parents need to help their child communicate. And I helped my child learn how to advocate for himself. And now he's a fierce advocate as well. And here is a picture of me and my village of support. Promise Neighborhood Family Success Center, the Division of Children System of Care, Cooper University Pediatrics, Uncommon Schools Camden Prep, Camden County Council for Young Children, SPAN Parent Advocacy Network, Southern New Jersey Perinatal Cooperative, ACCS COIN. And here's a picture of me being recognized as an early relational health champion by the Berks Foundation for all of my hard work and my experience as my lived experience. And I could send the link to this article to them for them to share with everyone. And in this article, it talks about my experience, again, that I just went over, but without the pictures. And so in order for early relational health to grow, we must understand not only the benefit of these relationships to children, but also to caregivers and to the community. These benefits are equally important and they're tied to each other. You cannot isolate the children from the family, and you can't isolate the family from all the supports and resources in the community. And I'm like so thankful for all the resources and supports that are available to families in the state of New Jersey, because without them, I don't know where I'd be right now. And here are some of the resources that are available. Advocates for Children of New Jersey, and the contact information is there. Camden County Council for Young Children, Southern New Jersey Perinatal Cooperative, Connecting NJ, Perform Care, which is also known as New Jersey's Children's Children's System of Care, SPAN Parent Advocacy Network, Family Voice Subcommittee of Camden County Children's Interagency Coordinating Council, NJ4S of Camden County, from Center for Family Services, which is support services for children, Learn the Signs, Act Early. U for Attending Advocates for Children of New Jersey, Lunch and Learn, Early Relational Health, and for them allowing me to share my story today. And there's my contact information if you want to know more about my story in a deeper level. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much for being brave and for sharing your story with us. I have just dropped in the chat the definition.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry. I was dropping.
You
dropping, yep. I'm trying to drop in the chat the definition of early relational health.
Early relational health has many different definitions. It depends on the person. To me, it's all about the positive interactions that builds trust, supportive, nurturing environments that are reciprocated to help a child go from trauma to resilience or anything. And actually, it could be done at any level in life. Like, it affected me. The relationships that I had helped me go from trauma to resilience because I was traumatized at that time too. But it also helped my child. And imagine if those relationships were built from infancy as a preventative measure. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. And I think that the beauty of your story is that it shows that journey that you took and where you ended up and where you are, and the how your son flourished and how you all flourished together, and how if one part of the system, family system, is not feeling supported, um, what happens everywhere else, right? And so again, I thank you so much for sharing your story with